Now, Extreme Rules is this Sunday, and I went probably through half the card right now. Also, they'll have maybe a few extra matches for the pay-per-view when it is, April 25th. But for right now, this is the current card and predictions for this. We already went through the Jericho Edge thing. It's probably going to be a good match. I don't really have a prediction for that. But Sheamus versus Triple H in a street fight. Obviously, this is the rematch from WrestleMania, but in a street fight, it's not like a last man standing match, but there are no countouts, no disqualification, all that shit. Now, what I really think is, although Sheamus has his, he'll use his pipe or whatever, and, the Irish are pretty good fighters, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. It's not a stereotype, it's a fact. Go to your local bar and find some Irish people and challenge them to a fight, and you'll get your ass kicked, I promise you. Now, probably the, world title match will obviously be the main event, but this will be a good match either way. Triple H will win this match, but Sheamus will probably be better for this time. Now, Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk. This is honestly a storyline I did not see coming. This is actually a pretty good match. This is the rematch, of course, for WrestleMania. If CM Punk loses, this is the only match with this kind of stipulation. If CM Punk loses, he gets his head shaved bald and look like the faggot society. I'm not saying straight edge people are faggots, but CM Punk is not a straight edge person just by looking at him. I'm more straight edge than he is, and that's saying something. Now, honestly, Rey Mysterio will win this match, but if he doesn't, does this mean he'll join the straight edge society? We'll see. And this match was recently added. JTG versus Shad Gaspard. This is basically Crime Time exploding, by the way, if you haven't looked at SmackDown recently. In a strap match. Now, I don't really know if they're going to use the bull-up rules, where you're going to have to hit the turnbuckle or whatever to win, all four to win, or if it's just they're tied together and they have to win pinball or submission. It really depends on what WWE does. Now, of course, the strap can and will be used as a weapon. Oh, they are going to use the turnbuckle rule. I was right. So what they have to do in this match is kind of like a Texas Bull Rope match was happened a few years ago. Basically, there will be 4 turnbuckles with red or green lights. One superstar will represent the green lights, the other will represent the red lights. You have to hit all 4 turnbuckles in succession. Not interrupt, meaning not interrupted at all by a superstar or whatever. They have to hit, hit the turnbuckle. Say this. When I'm hitting right here is the turnbuckle. I have to hit this 4 times in succession without being interrupted to win that match. It's that simple. Now, JTG obviously has the size and a little bit of speed. For a big guy, he's pretty agile. You don't see that much in WWE. A lot. Now, I honestly think Shad will win this match. Not just because of the size or whatever, but JTG is on a roll, and you can tell he's on a push because WWE, push superstars, and you can tell they're so predictable now. But there's a thing that I'm a little confused about. And that is, 2 things actually. One, is there going to be a Divas match for this pay-per-view? There might be, because last year they had a I think either an I Quit or a Last Divas Stand or something with Melina and Beth Phoenix in it. But there's 2 options they could do. One, have Beth Phoenix versus Michelle McRibs, or whatever you want to call her, but cool, in some kind of match. Or they could do a rematch of the Divas Championship with Eve and Maurice. Which either way, it's a good match either way. Or they could do both and be unpredictable as WWE says they are. But let's just say these matches did happen. Who would win? Now, Eve is the new Divas Champion if you did not figure that out. But if Eve and Maurice did have a match in Extreme Rules, I would go with Eve because not only is she on a roll, she has Maurice's number. And Maurice would probably, since losing the championship, she'd probably be depressed, all that shit, which is pretty sad, but whatever. Now, if they chose the other route, if they did make this match Beth Phoenix versus Michelle McCool for the title, it would depend if Vicky Guerrero... Now, there's a few things going on with this match. It's totally different from the other match. If Vicky Guerrero got involved somehow, it would be sad. But, to be honest, Beth Phoenix will win the title, depending on what kind of match it is, of course. Depending on the match, Eve would still win, but this is totally different, since Beth Phoenix is technically a man, and I'm not saying that because I said it, I've known that forever. But Beth Phoenix would win that match. And it doesn't, to be honest, she's not a man. She's just China's daughter, and that's totally different. Look it up. It's totally different for being a man if you're China's daughter. Now, Beth Phoenix, obviously her mother China would not be at ringside because WWE fucking hates her. But Vicky Guerrero says you have to be a diva or a woman, and they call Beth Phoenix a man. She can't face the title. Vicky, you're not even a woman. You're a fucking pig. And the only reason you have a contract is because of Eddie. And I, kind of stopped myself at first, but it's true. Without Eddie Guerrero's death and all that, rest in peace, Eddie. Viva la raza, mirase. I don't know what the fuck I just said, but it made sense. I knew what I said, but seriously. The only reason Vicky Guerrero has a fucking job in WWE is because of Eddie. And they know that. But this match, if they ever made Beth Phoenix versus Michelle McCool for the title at Extreme Rules, it would depend who was at ringside. If it was Vicky Guerrero or Layla or both. Now they would get involved, of course, but if it was Vicky at ringside, it didn't really matter, to be honest. Beth Phoenix would win because it's about time she regained the title. Now that's all the Extreme Rules matches for now. But what I was going to talk about at the end of the first part, we didn't have enough time because I didn't do them fast, was the release of several people in the WWE, which is retarded. Mickie James and Kaylee Burchill are released. Well, Kaylee, of course, they don't use her as much. And Paul was released since she had to go immediately. Well, you'd know she'd go soon. But Mickie James, she was there for years. She was the one that beat Trish Stratus at WrestleMania 22 for the title. If you don't remember that back then, watch it. Mickie James versus Trish Stratus. Now, Mickie James is actually a pretty good diva, to be honest. I don't care if you call her Piggy James or whatever. She's a pretty good diva. And you got rid of her for something about her album, was what I heard. Now, because WWE makes these cuts every so often during this time of year. But really, Shelton Benjamin gets released. I know it's been a few years, but goddamn. Funaki, goddamn. Funaki got released. Holy shit, he's been there forever. Slam Master Jay, hell yes, he had to leave. And Jimmy Wang Yang, why the fuck did they bring Akio back? But goddamn, Shelton Benjamin and Mickie James and Funaki, of all people, got released. I know Funaki didn't use him much, but God, Shelton Benjamin and Mickie James, they were the future of that business. And they're probably going to go all to TNA. And WWE, you fucked yourself again. And that was Extreme Rules prediction. That was a sad way to end it, but what the fuck, I don't care. Woo!